What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Koala Gardens. Come on in with me. Well, what I've got for you. There's Orion and there's Mikkel. And sometimes boys meet girls and it doesn't always go exactly the way the boy might think it's going to go. That's where they ended up, back to back, although they are quite a distance apart. But there was quite a lot of happenings in between, so watch all the way through for some great koala action out in the wild. This is stuff you don't really get to see very often, and I want to give a huge shout out to the people who support the work I do here. All my video is free, but there is exclusive video and emails you can get by becoming an In the Loop adopter or supporting me on Patreon. And some people just like to regularly make donations when they can afford. Whatever it is, I appreciate it so much, but the bulk of my content will always be free. Let's set the scene. I was in the house, I heard some koalas screeching, and that indicates that there's two in a tree and one's not happy. So here's Mikkel, and she's out on the tips of the branch, and here's Orion, who's on a much sturdier branch closer to the tree. So that tells us that Orion has got Mikkel bailed up in the tree. At this point, to get out, she's going to have to go past him. Okay. I always like to stop for a moment and acknowledge the Widjable Wyable people on whose land I live, work and play in Bunjalung country. I'm Katrina and I'm passionate about koalas. Now, male koalas are definitely opportunists, and convincing a female that a mating would be a good idea is actually quite a long process for them because they're doing it in the treetops. So it's not as easy as it might look. And a lot of the time, if a person is observing it, what they see is lots of koalas just seeming to be sitting in the trees. But if you're patient and you wait around long enough, you will see some action start up. And as always, I am observing these things from quite a distance away so that I do not disturb the wild koalas. Another way you can get involved with what I'm doing here is if you like one of these videos, you can use the super thanks button to throw a couple of dollars towards what I'm doing. I have to pay conservation experts to come and do work here, pay to maintain websites, pay for equipment to do all of this photos and video that I send to you, and that all comes out of my pocket. So any help is always gratefully accepted. Now, here we go. I waited around long enough that I got a chance to see some action. So I'm going to stop talking and let you just watch what unfolds. Whew. That was quite a scene, wasn't it? And that was really beautifully classic koala behaviour. Mikkel was able to tell Orion that she was not going to have anything to do with him. But she had to be really quite forceful about that. And as you can see, this is dangerous stuff. They are high up in a tree, and the stakes are, can actually be life or death. They're not trying to hurt each other. She is simply saying, what part of no do you not understand? He retreats, and they then sit for a while until one or the other decides that they're going to make a move. Whether Mikkel's going to try and make a move to get out of the tree, or whether Orion is going to approach her again. The way this behaviour works is the male will approach, attempt to mate, retreat, sort of catch his breath, think about it, wait for another opportunity, and then go back and keep trying again. Now, I ended up actually leaving the video on the tripod, and unfortunately when he came back for this attempt, they went down below where the camera was, and by the time I got down, this little altercation was over. Mikkel had won again, and not only that, what you can see here is she now has a position where she's right against the trunk of the tree, and he has retreated right over to a different branch. That's a good win for a female. A little later, Orion moved even further away, and he kind of draped himself in that tree to have a sleep and try and get his energy back, while Mikkel stayed right in the middle, in the best spot of that tree where she really couldn't get properly ambushed again. Clever girl. You can see here as I move across, sorry it's a bit shaky, and then move up, you can see how high up Orion is. It's kind of the opposite of where things started. She's near the trunk of the tree, he's hanging out up on a limb. So while I was impressed with Mikkel and her ability to look after herself, what impressed me absolutely the most was 2 days later, I got this view of her, and this is pretty exciting. Can you see that? What an angle. I managed to get a look straight up through there to her pouch, and there's a beautiful little bulge in that pouch, and it's wriggling. So no wonder Mikkel was able to resist the gorgeousness of our boy Orion. She's already got a little Joey pouch. That's about the size that Grace was when we saw her in Phoenix's pouch. Mikkel only hung around for 7 days, and she moved on through. Oh, wouldn't it be fantastic if she comes back later this year and we get to see that Joey? Because she is one looker, this girl, big and strong. And you know what you've done? You've made it to the end of another Koala Gardens video. So make sure you've hit like, and would you write in the comments below, no means no. Thanks for watching. Lots more great video coming up soon. You're looking for the perfect gift to give somebody, and you want to actually give them something physically, hop over to my Redbubble store. You can have it sent directly to them. You can put a gift note in with it, whatever you like. There's loads of beautiful designs and amazing variety of things you can have those designs printed on. And Redbubble do sustainable printing. Win-win all the way around.